Okay, so now we're going to start on the lid. And the lid is you know, a pirate chest type affair. It's humped up. So we have to make this structure here. And the first thing we're going to do is cut these end pieces. Now what it tells me, so like, well, there's what it's supposed to look like at the end, where, you know, the lid's got an arch to it. So what it tells me here is that this is the dimensions for it right here, and this radius is 11.5 inches. 11.5 inch radius. So I've used radiuses before when I was building a kayak, and I don't have an 11.5 inch radius, but I use this little stick, and we'll drill a hole in here. So we got one hole already up here in the end that we'll drive a nail through, and then we'll come down here to 11.5, and we're going to drill a hole right there for my pencil to go in. So I need a pretty decent hole there, right there at 11.5. So we'll do that, and then I'll show you what else I mean. Okay, so I drilled my hole, so I know that this is my 11.5 mark from here, I think. Yeah, it's this one right here. Let's put a little mark on there. Okay, that's my 11.5. So what I want to do is I want to create a radius. So I'm going to screw this thing down. Okay. Then I'm just going to scoot my board over so we get to, I'm just going to draw this whole arc in here. And there we are. Now all we got to do is make two like that. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Yeah. So no matter how hard you try, it's really hard to get exact matches. And so this one's got a little ridge on it. It's just slightly bigger. So I want to try to get that more exact. So I'm going to line up the bottom and the edges here, and I'm sitting on a flat surface, and okay. I don't think we're going to get any better than that. Yeah, I like it. I strayed away from the plan just a little bit. This calls to have your two rails here on each side, but then it calls for a long piece like this down the middle. My interior planking boards are thinner than the 3/8 that they called for with the bead board. And so I'm going to use that up here, but I wanted some extra strength. So I just made another 11.5-inch radius right here. And then I went ahead and just screwed it into here to hold this. And I'm happy to report that we are fairly fair, fairly fair across all points here. So that tells me I should be able to get my little pieces of planking on here, and they should fit on that really good. Okay, so we got this all sanded up. And if we're gonna put 15 on here, I believe I'm gonna put one right in the middle, and then we'll work down each side, because that would be 7 on that side and 7 on this side. So I kind of want to get, line this off just a little bit to see where the middle of this is, and then I'll know where to put that first one. Then after that, it's easy. So let's see. That's about 16.25. So at 8 and an 1/8 is the middle. So I should be able to just come straight up. I'm gonna say that's right close to the middle right there. Bendable ruler in a long time. I love this thing. All right. From there. Oh no, it's not, because that's this 0 starts there. Okay. It's about 18.5. So at 9.25. Well, look at that. We were right on there. We're pretty much right in it. Same thing. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's more like 18.75. So about 9 5/8. Yeah, it's right on there. Right on it. So I should be able to put that on there with that being right in the middle. Let's extend this line out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. So if I draw that down just on the end there, just a little bit. You know, the other thing I could do is see where's the biggest part of this radius. Just not quite thick enough. Well, we know what we're doing though. We know how we're going to do it. Okay. All right, we're going to regroup. We're going to make new strips. Do I have cedar strip? I regrouped. I've got a bunch of cedar strip left over from the last canoe I built. I got a little bit of mahogany, which is nice and pretty. So I think what we'll do is maybe run a cedar strip in the middle of that. Right here. We know we're in the middle. I don't have to monkey with it. We'll put that on there. And then maybe run the mahogany next to it. That'll be good. Good. Yeah, that feels more sturdy. Still got going to be a little tender. You can't just go jumping up and down on it, that's for sure. Hopefully that's not part of his plan. How about that? Okie dokie. Now let's put this mahogany next to that. That's going to be nice. It's bent. It's okay, we can bend it. Might even think to edge glue this just a little bit. That's what we do when we're doing the cedar strip. That'll make it stronger too. I'm going to try to do this one in the middle because it wants to bend out the other way. Mahogany is tough. Okay. We're making big progress on the pirate chest. We got all the slats on for the lid. And sand it. Feels pretty smooth. And then you got it lined up where it sits down neatly. Got some hinges on the back. And then it opens up. And we're going to try to attach a gas piston hinge on here, so Matty doesn't get his fingers slammed in it. So, oh my. And I had a couple of places, like down here where this board was it was kind of loose, and it's because it's so thin. So I took some thickened epoxy yesterday and filled that gap. So now I'm trying to sand it off. I've talked about this before, but I'm going to say it again. This Cubitron sandpaper, I'm down to 180 grit at this point. It's just wonderful. It just sucks all the dust right through all those little lighter spaces. So good stuff. Change your paper and change it often. So I already sanded the back of this, and I'm pretty comfortable with it. We're gonna turn this around and see if we can get this front here, and especially where this epoxy, I tried to wipe it off as good as I could, but we're gonna try to sand that off of there, get that smoothed out. So I got my dust vacuum hooked up on here, and I got this 180 grit. You know, that feels pretty. Let's change the paper. I'm not gonna make you watch me do a bunch of sanding, but quite honestly, the extra effort you put in this stage is the difference between a super good job and you know, just so-so. So I see a couple of little places here that are like saw marks. And we filled in a little spot here. There was a knot hole. I'm sure you can't see that there, but we put some epoxy on the back side of here. I had a piece of tape over it. You can't tell that's not just a knot hole, but that's actually epoxy in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand that off of there, and And then we're gonna be real close to getting done. I can feel a little ridge right there. Your fingers are your best. It's a little rough right there. You know, it's not even maybe a 64th of an inch. There's nothing there, but you can feel it. This other side, it's super smooth back there. Check this out. When I built the Haven, I needed a latch for my back hatch. And so I ordered these things, and I thought I was ordering one, but it was something from China, and I got like 12 of them. So I got this latch, and man, that's gonna fit on there just good. And we got our handhold here where you slip your fingers in, but that can go over that because that spins around up like that, and you can reach in there and lift it up. So I think that's gonna look super cool, man. Plus, it's gonna help hold the lid down. It's got just a little bit of play in it. So we get that on there just right and tight. That's gonna hold that lid pretty tight on there. So I'm excited about that. It has a tendency not to want to sand down as easily. But boy, what an accent. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I just grabbed onto the side of here. Man, that's gonna be pretty. Well, this is really soaking it up too. I don't want to do it too heavy. We'll spread it out pretty good, then come and lightly sand it, maybe put another coat on there. Boy, this cedar's dry too. These strips I've had for, oh my gosh, probably 3 or 4 years, and they've already been cut down, so they're super dry. And that paulownia, that's kind of a different look. I don't know if I like it or not. It almost looks like poplar a little bit. It's very lightweight, and this is the first I've used it on anything. I was gonna use it on a kayak, and I think we will use some of it on our edge boards on the paddle board, and we're going to get back to that project here pretty soon, just as soon as Christmas is over. Oh yeah, that's good. And I want to talk about one other thing here for a second. I bought these little gas piston slow close deals. I tried to put these on and I couldn't shut the lid. It would just keep opening up. This was for a much heavier application. So then I found this other one that's here, and I like this. It works pretty good. This was I had 2 of them. I don't really need the other one on the other side because the lid's just not that heavy. But if this one ever fails, we'll have this as a marimbo. And so anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. And it'll close, and then it closes slow so nobody gets their fingers pinched in there. We're done. If you like the video, remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.